Good morning, everyone. It's Tyne from Muse Life, and welcome to our morning Lunar New Year reading and also the new moon reading. I'm really excited to be able to do this reading today. It's going to be a little bit different. So instead of doing our normal 5 spread, I'm going to be doing a 3-card spread, which is basically going to be what's going to be ahead of us for the entire year. Also, anything like challenges or anything we not need to be working on during that year, as well as some of the positive things, like some of the good things that are going to come and anything that's influencing that. So let's go ahead and move on into our reading. It's going to be a short reading today, but it should be a little bit fun and exciting. I have posted some of the traditions and ways that I've been celebrating Lunar New Year. It's everything from eating noodles to represent long life to wearing red for luck, and there's just a lot of things when it comes to especially Asian traditions that are a little bit different how we might celebrate the new year, but I really love sharing that with everyone. Food is definitely a big part of it, you guys. It's everything from like just sweets and cookies to some really good cuisine, so I'll be sharing that along the way. We usually celebrate it for about 2 weeks, sometimes up to a month, pretty much from the new moon all the way to the full moon. And it's a pretty exciting time for me. It's something, a tradition I've been carrying on since I was little with my grandmother and my family. So I love sharing that with you guys. Let's go ahead and move on to our meeting, everyone. Let me reset our cards, both my regular illumination deck and also my map deck. So I want everyone to sit and imagine that we are all part of a great, vast, amazing grid, amazing crystalline energetic grid. And they're all little beautiful lights on that grid. And I want you all to connect with the universal energy and realize that we're all part of the energy, also in the archetypes and the stories that are going on in this deck, in the tarot, in the collective. Let's connect with all of that energy, you guys. And this is some really interesting energy. I was so happy to be able to do it on the new moon. I wasn't quite sure if I was going to, but Source and Universe just said, hey, we got some work done, and here I am doing this for you guys. So set your intentions for the year, you guys. We had some tough cookies in the last couple of readings, and no, I didn't take out all those wands that we kept experiencing in the last few weeks, but this is a different energy, you guys. We're already moving on into the new year, so let's see. Let's set our intention for what we want, the relationships and the situations that we want that are in alignment with who and what we are. This is what it's all about, you guys. This is what we're all here for. And as we do that, we also send out some blessings for everyone. It's an amazing time to celebrate not just the New Year's, but life itself. And I really want us to all get a sense of that as I go ahead and pick a card from our amazing map deck. Here you are, guys. Let's succumb for this amazing dragon year of abundance and manifestation. Ooh, I love this card. So now we're moving on to swords. This is the Two of Swords, everyone. Of all the cards, it's most intuitive and most really expressional card to me. I think the Two of Swords is an amazing card to start with. Also, you guys, this is air, and we're also in the new moon in Aquarius. So here we have, this is the air represented by the swords. It's all about mind and intellect and going deep and self-expression and creativity. It's all the things that embody Aquarius. And this is also about intuitiveness, you guys. We have the water and the moon. And the number 2 is all about duality, seeing the light and dark in all things. So as we're moving forward, you guys, we're really doing a lot of self-discovery this year. We're really starting to figure out who we are, what we need in life in order to get that abundance and prosperity that the dragon year offers. But in order to do that, we have to really be really clear on who exactly what we are, because we can't necessarily navigate towards something that's meant for us if we don't even know what that is in the first place. And it all really has to do with tapping into intuition, tapping into both the light and dark aspects of you, yin and the yang. That's one of the amazing things about the Eastern culture, which I really just appreciate, is we don't necessarily take the dark out of the light. We alchemize it. We understand it. We learn that it's part of us. And we don't judge it. We don't punish ourselves over it. It is what it is. This is really what it's telling us today. There's so much emotion and intuition in this card. And I love that. And also, there's some green elements here too. So the dragon year, you guys, some of the lucky colors to be wearing, especially since it's the wood year. Wood year is all about growth and just prosperity as well, but more about inner growth and self-development. So here we are, and this is literally what this card is teaching us. It's embodying that as we move forward. So literally, and you're also at this place where you're making a decision. So throughout this year, you guys, every decision you guys will be making is really going to be what's going to be taking you and navigating you through and to what's meant for you. That prosperity and abundance that the dragon year promises. But in order to do that, we really need to tap in to your intuition and really use it. Really only make the decisions that feel right for you. Try as much as possible. You know, we live in this 3D world. We live in this material world where we can't not everyone has that choice or ability to just be able to, you know, choose this way or that. But just remember, with every choice that you make, that's heading towards what's meant for you, what's destined for you. And this is a great card, you guys, because literally this is like at the crossroads, but this is going to be us in every decision we make. So the universe is really telling us. So with everything this year, how we decide on everything is really going to be, does this serve me? Is this heading towards the direction we want to be? The people, the places, the things and opportunities that come to your life. Is this what I'm meant to do? And really question these things and use your intuition. Dig deep. Spend time meditating. Spend time doing things you actually like and just see how it feels to ruminate through that. I've been doing that so much this year, you guys. Yesterday, I had an amazing experience with a friend of mine who brought me to an ecstatic dance event, but it was for kids. You know, I have a child, so I always have to find things for children, but I also want to tap into my spiritual side as well and do things that kind of enliven me. And I got to tell you, that was like the best way to start off the year, and I really appreciate spending time with my friend. But it's all about making those decisions. And you know, I went out there and it was pouring rain. I mean, literally, I don't think most normal people probably wouldn't have bothered to go out in that kind of weather. But I knew that was what I was meant to do. So earlier I had said sometimes those yeses will be a hard yes. No, they're not always going to be easy. Usually, you know, it's a yes, but you'll know. And no matter what's going on, bad weather, whatever obstacles comes forward, it's not going to feel bad to move forward and to follow that thing that you really are aspiring to do. So just remember that. You key into your feelings and emotions, because like there's water elements here. There's mental psyche energy here. This is all about using your intuition. And duality, understanding yourself, good and bad. Duality, seeing the good and bad and not judging it, but just realizing that it's there and understanding how it serves you, its purpose that's serving you. So everybody that's joining me right now, thank you so much for joining me. If you missed the very beginning, you can definitely join the replay. This is where we are right now. And heading toward the future. This card is literally representing pretty much what it'll be for the dragon year, for us as the collective and the people that are kind of tapping in and honing in today. It's all about using your intuition. It's all about really honing in on that with every decision that you make from the time you wake up in the morning. And from this place, that's where you're really going to find the guidance you need for what you really want. A lot of times we look outside of ourselves. We look outside of ourselves to other people, other places, other things to really make decisions for us when we're at these crossroads. I mean, as well as that is, yeah, you know, use that when it works. But always remember, use your inner compass. Use your, only you know your true north. Use your inner compass to really figure out what it is you really want in life. And this is so important. And what are going to be some of the challenges that we might be facing? Anything that we might need to be working on during this year? And this is an interesting card. I'm not too upset with it. This is one of the Arcanum cards. So this is the Empress, which is the number 3. So why would this be a challenge? Because the Empress is an amazing card, you guys. It's birthing. It's femininity. It's number 3, which is foundations and stability and creativity. Why would that be our challenge, right? The Empress. Well, sometimes in the feminine, in our feminine aspects, male and female, you guys, we all encompass that. Everything from emotions and feelings. Oh, emotions and feelings, those can get us in trouble, right? Maybe that's what the universe is trying to tell us. If this is the challenge is really knowing and trusting in those, in your intuitiveness, and making sure that your mirror is clean enough so whatever you are picking up in order to make these decisions, your intuitive decisions, making sure you are picking up the right kind of messages. But the only way to really do that is to make sure that the reflections around you and that your own image and mirror that you're reflecting to others is just a clean slate. The Empress is really an amazing card because at this point, it's all about embodying your femininity, right? Both male and female, you guys. Sensitivity, your intuition, all the aspects of the female. In Asian lore, it's called the Yang. There's the yin and the yang, the dark light and the dark. Here we're talking about duality. Well, focusing more on the feminine. How often are we taking some of our feminine aspects and finding some toxic femininity out there? We talk so much about the toxic males. What about the toxic femininity? How can that enter into our situation, become a challenge, become something that we need to work on? How can we let our emotions override us to the point where we're not making the right decisions? How do we care so much about other people that we end up doing things that are not necessarily so right for other people, even though we're thinking that we're doing something right for them because we're using our ability to care for others? But in a way, we can we can either be too much, we can either people please too much, or not, neglect ourselves, or we can kind of impose on other people. So just imagine, as beautiful and amazing as we are as a whole, especially our feminine side. How can that be the challenge? How can that be, what are some of the challenges with the Empress? Because there can be some as we birth into this new experience. That's some interesting things to think about. And as we move forward, moving on to the next card, you guys? It's going to be a short reading, but I tell you, it's going to be so insightful just because of the energy of the new moon coming in. So as we move forward, what can we expect? What are some of the blessings? What are some of the amazing things that we can expect to come in this wood dragon year? Ooh, You would think this was the opposite, but honestly, you guys, I cannot joke around about this. Here we have is the Ten of Swords, another air. And you see dying to self, a death. But this is always usually a hypothetical death, everybody. I mean, unless you see the death card and things like that. This is someone that's dying. They're fed up with everything and the world. But as sinister as this card may look, imagine it like this. We're becoming a new creature, you guys. Our old self is going to obviously die to itself. We die to ourselves every time we become anything new, anytime we rebirth into something new. And this is literally just something, this is supposed to be the positive card, you guys. So also in the background, you see a new horizon coming. 10 is the number of new beginnings. It's 1, which is a new beginning, but into a new doorway. So we're dying to our old selves. Some of us literally need to put to rest some of the things in the past that just no longer serve us. And that person that just no longer serves us, sometimes our own worst enemy is ourselves. I'm going to tell you guys, I've buried several versions of myself mentally in my own psyche. I mean, you know, Swords is all about mind and intellect and deep thinking and also creativity and intuition. So this year, we're expecting to die to ourselves, but in the best way possible, by letting go of the parts of us that just no longer serve, that just no longer have a place in where we're going. Sometimes our earthly 3D mask that we put on, this avatar that we walk around in this universe, sometimes it's just no longer serves for the purpose that we're here for. Because we're really here to be all one body, be all a collective connected to each other. And some of us don't have that. And we've been working so hard, doing all the work. And sometimes it really is just a matter of like putting that person to rest, so we can be new, renewed. That's another aspect of the wood dragon, is renewal of who we are. And in the background, there's this new horizon that's rising. And really, we don't ever, really truly let go of those parts of ourselves. They're always a part of you. My past, I've loved every archetype of myself that I've come across, that I've experienced, that I've been, that I've let go of. I've loved all parts of them, and they always stay there with me, but they no longer navigate my reality as of now, as we move forward to the future. They're just a part of you. All these old stories we tell ourselves, they're no longer who we are or part of. I mean, they're part of us, but they're not what defines us anymore. And when we let go of that, as we move forward, we become a totally brand new creature, you guys. I'm telling you, this is going to be a year of transformation for everyone. And it might be hard, I guess. Obviously this card is also telling us, there was a lot of struggle in the last one. We had a lot of fire. And I did correct myself on that, just because I was kind of having the goat and the ram a little bit befuddled in my head. So the dragon year is actually correlates to the sign of Aries, which is fire. Also, Aries is very intelligent. It's very mythological. It's very intentional. And when we're moving forward, as we move forward, and guys, this is the year of abundance. When things are going to happen to us, we need to die to our old selves. We need to start using our intuition and really using that to get to where we really want in life. This is some, I always like get a lot of tough cookies from the universe, but it's really just saying, hey, I'm really serious, you guys. This is what it's gonna take. You want changes in life? You want the real changes? You need to figure out who you are, what you really want in life. What's your purpose here? What makes you vibrate so high, and where is your tribe that helps you achieve that? The minute you start to really follow that, follow your true compass, die to the things that no longer serve you, both mentally and physically. Even if you can't get out of it physically, you guys, you could always get out of it here. You're never trapped in any situation you want. I mean, I've always tried to, that's one of the things I've really realized is no matter where you are, you can always create that reality up here with what's going on with you. Some people really can't necessarily just get out of their current physical state, but they can change how they view it and how they experience it. And before you know it, you have heaven on earth just because you decided to change how you thought about everything. And that's all this is all about anyway, when I talk about archetypes and, moving on to different, dimensional hopping and things like that's really nothing. I was watching a show today, and it was really an amazing a show about it was one of my Dr. Bullard. She's one of my favorite uh, teachers, mostly about archetypes, and she also does things like alchemy. And one of the main things she was explaining about alchemy is that it's not like you really like when we're talking about bringing everyone wanting to go to heaven, or changing your situation in order to moving to a different place in order to have a better life. You don't necessarily have to do that. When you alchemize anything, you're basically bringing your body and your soul to the new place you want to be. You don't have to necessarily physically like take yourself out of that. When you alchemize everything, you're basically ascending or ascending, as we talk about it. You're basically taking that all with you. But you start here. You start in the mental. You do all the work up there first, and then the physical body just kind of starts to experience it as well. So it's really interesting stuff. So when you see this card, you guys, there can, this is gonna, it will be hard. It's not gonna be easy. Obviously, whenever you make any kind of changes in life, even making the decision that's right for you isn't always going to be easy. But every time you step forward and you inch by inch start making the self decisions, die to yourself every time. Sometimes because it's so hard to just make those changes, right? Every time you do that, you get closer and closer and closer to where you need to go, where you need to be. There's a horizon over here, guys. The sun is rising. There's a new beginning in this. Like I said, some old ways have to die. In this new year, some of the old ways have to die. The universe is reminding us of that. So last card, you guys. What's going to help us through the year? What are we going to bring with us? Details, details, details. Details, details, details. And there's a little book there with some clarity. Every little thing matters, you guys. This is your reality. We can't be lazy. Every little detail matters. Sense, feelings, taste, colors, how you experience it. You're not happy with any little detail. Do not for a moment think that you can achieve perfection at some point, at least for how you perceive it. Because the details, all in the details, it's all in the small things. It's never like the big things that make the greatest changes, everyone. It's the little tiny incremental things we do, little changes that we make day by day by day, day by day by day. This is an interesting card. I'm looking at some of the things. It's clarity, understanding yourself. There's some little critters running around. There's books, lots of books, wisdom. All the small little things. That's literally what's going to change us, change who we are. For those of us who need to change, we're just, we always get better and better and better and better every day, you guys. And if anything, if we're already in that state of perfection, we're always here to help others too. So wherever you are in your life, whatever your purpose is, wherever you're here for, just remember, it's never the big things that really change the world. It's the little small acts, the little small things that we do. Details, you guys. Oh my God, this is, okay, some interesting stuff came out today. If you guys have any questions, feel free to text me or send a message down below. I know it's been a little bit of I keep thinking, well, of course, no, breakthroughs on the readings, and we do get some challenge. We get a lot of challenges sometimes, but that's just part of life. And I think, my job here is to really help us navigate through that in any way that I can, using my intuition and whatever source provides for me, just to bring it to you guys. I'm so honored that I'm even able to do that, and I'm so grateful, that you guys all come out and join me for these, for these little readings. I hope it's given some insight to everyone. If you guys have any further questions, feel free to text me. I'll be sharing more about everything from what I'm doing. I have a store, and I do live readings there. I'll be doing some Reiki there as well, Reiki treatments. I do everything from chakra balancing to chakra healing. So please come out. If you have some time, I'll start advertising once I get everything kind of set up. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. I hope this was an amazing reading for you. I normally do my readings every Wednesday mornings, and this Wednesday is actually going to be our Valentine's Day reading. It's actually going to be on Valentine's Day, so I'd love to have you join me for that. You guys all have an amazing one. Love and light and blessings to you. Happy New Year. And, I will be posting also things that you can do to kind of enjoy the New Year, even if you've never really thought about, really celebrating it. I just celebrate anything. I celebrate life and people. And I love, people that are willing to kind of step out of the box and outside of their comfort zone to experience, the way other people might do things. So hopefully this has inspired you to maybe go out and maybe, see one of our amazing celebrations. Usually there's dragon dances everywhere. Go and see one. They're amazing. And the dragon dance is usually, it's all about making a lot of noise and the dragons dancing to and there's a story about the world creation. And it's all about really scaring away any bad juju or bad energy for the year. So I always try to put myself in front of that. So yeah, it's a great, amazing experience. And you can just look it up online, and they're all over the place. I mean, I grew up near San Francisco. They have like one of the biggest Chinatowns in the United States. So they have an amazing Chinese New Year. So if you ever have a chance to go out there, definitely check it out. Thank you so much for joining me. Yeah, join me next Wednesday for our Valentine's Day reading. Other than that, you all have an amazing week. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.